Hello students. So our topic is frequency domain filtering of digital images. So we have been discussing the preliminary concepts that is required to cover this topic. So let's continue. Let us discuss the Fourier transform of a discrete signal. So how will be the Fourier transform representation of a discrete time signal look like? So suppose let us start from the continuous domain. So let us assume that we have some f of t continuous signal. F of t is a continuous signal which is a function of some continuous variable t, and its Fourier representation is f of mu. So the small f of t and capital F of mu, they form a Fourier transform pair. F of t and capital F of mu make a Fourier transform pair. So f of t is the time domain representation of the signal, and capital F of mu is the Fourier domain representation or the frequency domain representation of the same signal. So this is a continuous signal f of t. We are also assuming that it is a band limited signal. That means it is limited in frequency between a lower frequency component, lower frequency minus mu x, up to a certain higher frequency mu max. Being band limited also means that the signal capital F has no frequency components at any frequency lesser than minus mu max or at any frequency greater than mu max. So all the components of f, capital F, lie between minus mu max to plus mu max. So this is what we understand out of being band limited. For such a signal, if we discretize it, how do we discretize it? We sample the signal f of t. So let the sampled signal be represented as f cap of t. So f cap of t is nothing but it is the sampled version of small f of t, and this signal has been obtained from f of t by sampling f of t with a sampling interval of del t, or we can say by maintaining a sampling rate of del f equals to 1 upon del t. So samples has been taken at a rate of del f samples per second. So like we had the Fourier transform pair between small f of t and capital F of mu, similarly the Fourier transform of small f cap of t is capital F cap of mu. That means capital F cap of mu is the Fourier transform of small f cap of t. So in the last class we have derived how we can represent capital F cap of mu in terms of small capital F of mu. How we can represent, what we did, we tried to express f cap of mu in terms of f of mu. So that expression is f cap of mu is equals to 1 upon del t summation n equals to minus infinity to infinity capital F of mu minus n upon del t. So what this expression tells, on the basis of this expression only we were able to get this spectrum which basically is representing f cap of mu. So how this expression is leading to this plot? Let's analyze. So this is an infinite summation from n equals to minus infinity to n equals to plus infinity. So let's say for n equals to 0. For n equals to 0, this will give you 1 upon del t capital F of mu minus 0. That is 1 upon del t capital F of mu. So this is what this part of the spectrum is. For n equals to 0, 1 upon del t capital F of mu. So if this has been of magnitude 1, this will be of 1 upon del t. this point is of height or magnitude 1 upon del t. If this had been 1, this will be 1 upon del t. Other than that, the shape is retained. The same shape is retained. The shape is retained, that also means that it spans again from minus mu max to plus mu max. Minus mu max to plus mu max. So when n equals to 1, this expression will give you a term 1 upon del t capital F of mu minus 1 upon del t. So this term in this frequency domain plot represents this part of the spectrum. F of mu, this 1 by del t, f of mu shifted by or delayed by 1 upon del t. That means this is how much apart? 1 upon del t apart. This is when delayed by 1 upon del t. So you will get this shape, and this shape is for n equals to 1. Similarly, if you take n equals to 2, you will get another repeated period. For n equals to 3, another period. For n equals to 4, another period. For n equals to, you will continue, and it will continue up to n equals to infinity. Similarly, in the left hand side, if you take n equals to minus 1, it will give you spectral components on the left hand side. So this is for n equals to 0. So if n equals to minus 1, it will give you 1 upon del t. Put n equals to minus 1 into this expression, and this will give you 1 upon del t f of mu plus 1 upon del t. So this is 1 by del t f of mu shifted to left by 1 upon del t. So this is this spectrum. So similarly, when n equals to minus 2, you will get 1 upon del t f of mu plus 2 upon del t. So it will give you a repeated spectrum in the left hand side, and it will continue in the left hand side for n equals to minus 3, n equals to minus 4, n equals to minus 5 up to n equals to minus infinity. So what we conclude here is that the Fourier transform of a discrete signal is, of course, continuous in frequency. Continuous signals Fourier transform is continuous. Also, the Fourier transform of the discrete signal is also continuous. But in addition to that, the Fourier transform of f cap of t is also periodic. This was not periodic, but the Fourier transform of the discrete signal is periodic in nature. And what is the period? The period is 1 upon del t. The period is 1 upon del t. For at every 1 upon del t, it repeats on the right hand side, and at every 1 upon del t, it repeats on the left hand side. So what we conclude here is the Fourier transform of a discrete time signal is continuous as well as periodic. The periodicity interval being 1 upon del t. Okay.